Radio.
15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras.
Radio.
5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
Well, it's working. Look at that. Welcome to a Daily Mojo Extra. Sorry about the situation this morning. That's on me. You know, you get old, things happen. I mean, I'd like to blame it. I can blame it on Ron. I don't know why I'm not blaming it on Ron, but I'll take the heat for this one. But I did tell you as a subscriber, as a downloader of the Daily Mojo app, and if you had the notifications turned on, you found out about it before anybody else did. And I also did say that you would get an extra today, and I am not about to let you down on that promise. So this is your Daily Mojo extra. Feel like there should be applause or something in there, but maybe it's just me. I'm probably too self-serving at this point, but thank you. Thank you. So there's a lot, obviously, to talk about in the world today, and I was just talking to Jeff Fisher just moments ago, actually, about how generally people have been in pissy moods. And maybe it is just me. Maybe it is just me, but I don't think so. And you probably feel the same way. I mean, people everywhere you go, it just seems like, and you may feel this way yourself, you just feel like you're short-tempered, that things easily set you off. It may be just getting old for me. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, just seems like people are at the end of their proverbial rope, chain, ribbon, however you want to look at it. And we just, if you just for a minute today, at some point, just take a half a second, take a deep breath, and in with the good, out with the bad. Maybe try to do something nice. I almost did something nice for somebody today. At Costco, I saw a guy struggling with his cart. He was putting all the stuff in his vehicle, and then he, had the cart there, and I was going to offer to take his cart back to the little cart place because I'm a cart returner. Shut up, Toby. I'm a cart returner from way back, and I was going to take it, but at the last minute I decided not to. And if you'd been there, you would have said the same thing. It's like, just don't get involved. Just move on. Just move on. But I almost did something. So do something nice today for somebody if you can. If it's within your grasp, you'll feel better about it. You will, I promise. This story caught my eye because, holy crap, this is out in Ontario, not Canada, but California, Ontario, California. There was a massive,
now at noon, we are following
massive fire
from Ontario. An employee
California
has been taken into custody on suspicion of starting this massive warehouse fire. And thank you for joining us on the case.
This is this fire, and I'll just let it. Thank you. What's her name? Oh, that's Samantha Tez. Thank you, Samantha. She's the anchor out there. Look at the images of this fire when they get back to it. I don't know why are you showing her? Thank you. Let's get back.
Yeah, and this is a massive fire because the warehouse this was massive. We're in the car here so we can show you a live look from the roof cam. Look over here.
Because it's
you
smoky.
See firefighters still on those ladders trying to fight this fire. As we pull out here, you can just see how big of a task that is. This is a warehouse for Kimberly Clark.
Think about that for just a second. Kimberly Clark. Yep. Toilet paper, paper towels, paper goods. That was like that's talk about Tinder.
They are a
Not the
company
app.
you might not know
Don't get
by
excited.
name, but you definitely probably know some of their products and
Yes.
have used some of their products.
You've wiped
We'll
your
tell you
butt
about
with
that.
some of their products.
Let's take a look at some video from
And your
earlier.
face.
This
Not
was
with the
an
same product.
intense fire in part because of what was inside that warehouse. Kimberly-Clark owns brands like Kleenex,
Yes, they
and
do.
Scott paper towels.
Yes.
So this warehouse, this 1.2 million square foot warehouse was full of paper products like that. We don't know exactly what was in there, but we know Kimberly-Clark.
A lot of
Kleenex.
paper.
They own Scott paper towels, Cottonelle toilet paper.
When they take the overhead shot here,
products, just think
look
how
at that.
quickly they can go up, and they
Look at the, I mean, there is like 4 standing walls basically of concrete. A lot of these tilt-up wall warehouses here in Texas as well. You've probably seen them go up. They pour all the walls on the ground, then they tilt them all up, and then they put roof trusses in there, and then a roof on. And this fire
went up very quickly.
was so hot.
They got a call here. This is on Hellman Avenue here in Ontario.
It was so hot. Look at that. There is
warehouse at around 12:30.
it burned it down to like the concrete floor, like the roof trusses look like they've melted into the floor. That's insane.
Would help them get it under control. They quickly realized it wasn't the case. There was fire spread out through the whole warehouse, so they had to retreat outside of the warehouse, get firefighters out of there because it was too dangerous at the time. They thought somebody or heard somebody might be missing. There were 20 employees working at the time.
20, all right.
They thought one might be missing.
Guess what, though? Guess what? The employee wasn't missing. He was on the lam. I say he. We don't know if it's a he, she, or an it, they, them, zim, zid, zir. But somebody intentionally, they believe, set this fire at the Kimberly-Clark warehouse in Ontario, California. Holy crap.
That person wasn't missing. That person was a suspect.
Technically,
they believe this was a case
missing.
of arson. Here is more on that.
That's crazy.
We've located the subject of interest. They were detained. They were taken into custody, and they have been interviewed by the Ontario Police Department and the Ontario Fire Department's arson investigators.
It does make you...
That individual was, in fact, our original missing person that was originally reported by the occupants of the building.
So, and I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be interesting if? We don't know. We don't know anything at this point. Don't make assumptions. That's not right to do. You should not make assumptions. To assume is to make an ass of you and me. But wouldn't that be something? And we'll only really know if it ends up being a white dude, a white, straight, heterosexual, cisgender male that committed the crime. Then we'll be the first to know, I'm sure.
Now, this is some of the assistance they've been getting. Look at this. This is a robotic firefighting tool from the LA City Fire Department. They've had more than 140 firefighters on this from multiple departments. LA City.
Even the robot, the firefighter robots. Hell no, I'm not going in that place. That is hot in there. Robots are our friends. AI is not trying to kill us. AI is trying to save us from doing ourselves in. That's
robot firefighting device you see there over to help out. Here's more on how that thing could help.
I actually haven't seen this part.
It is a fire suppression resource that we can send into a dangerous area where it is not safe to deploy a firefighter to make a better, more pinpoint attack on the seat of the fire inside of the structure, again, to where we can't place a firefighter.
It's like when Jose or Hose B goes, it's like, hell no, I'm not getting in there. Send the robot. He'll do it. He'll do anything. That's insane.
Now, here's another issue going on. This is a live look. Look at that plume of smoke over this
was,
fire.
again, this happened.
Smoke is going throughout the entire area. When I first got here, stopped
yesterday.
At a shopping center a couple of miles away. And
yesterday afternoon. That was the situation out there in Ontario, California. And certainly hope that everybody in the area is okay. And as soon as we have, just to be sure, Kimberly-Clark warehouse fire suspect arrested, because wouldn't that be something? So it was massive 6 police, 29-year-old Shamul Abdulkaminam. Shamel Abdul Karim, an employee of a third-party distribution partner. They were arrested for this suspect being a crime. Let me see if this is the picture. I think this might be the dude. There we go. Could I have found a smaller image? Probably not. This was the only image available, and there he is. So that is Shem. What's his name? Shamal Abdul Karim, and they say that he is the suspect in this Kimberly Clark warehouse fire, and did he really? No. Hold on a minute. If this is true, the reports here are saying that this dude here actually Instagrammed himself setting these fires. Multiple pallets. You know that those are gone if they were ever up there. I don't see them. Here's an Instagram. Excuse me. This is a TikTok of because they would have taken those down.
Un hombre llamado Jamille Abdul Karim.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So that's obviously in Spanish, but I didn't have to tell you that, did I? We'll keep you posted if any new news on that happens. Live streaming is some people's kids. That's why we can't have nice things. But again, I don't know. Is a Shamal? What's his name? Shamal Emma. Who knows? Is he white cisgender? Looks like it to me. Then again, what do I know? If you haven't downloaded the Daily Mojo app, do so at your earliest convenience. You can do that at thedailymojo.com. It's a good place for us to put the app. It's all you do is where did we stick that sucker? I just looked over. Oh, I know where it is. It's right down here. You scroll down, and it will tell you how to download the app. For a second there, that would have been embarrassing if I didn't know where the download was, huh? But you download it right there. It's also available, I believe, in the App Store. If you are an Android person, use the web app. It's easier. It's better. I'm told it's a better experience for you and for your friends. You'll love it. We're still working on that. This is a very haunting story. This is just absolutely horrifying. This is a tough one. This image was released by prosecutors yesterday. This shows 7-year-old Athena Strand in that FedEx truck with the driver who just pleaded guilty to murdering her. This is one of those, there is no punishment that is adequate for that monster. That monster being, what's his first name? Tanner Horner. Here is the, here's video from the courtroom. He's 34 years old, former delivery driver, accused of kidnapping and strangling the 7-year-old back in 2022. This is yesterday morning, Tarrant County in Texas. This is See, I've said before, I'll say it again, I have a hard time supporting the death penalty when I don't trust the system. I don't trust the people running the system. I don't trust the system itself. I think that there are, well, we've all seen the flaws in the system. We've seen how the system is used as a weapon against people that aren't part of the system.
Everyone may be seated. Good morning.
But when you have a case like this,
we are ready to proceed. I apologize for the delay.
When you have a case like this,
to raise your right hand for me, please.
Where
Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that in the case of the state of Texas versus Tanner Lynn Horner, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence to help you God? I do. All right. Everyone may be lower your hand. Mr. Horner, if you would stand, please. Mr. Berry, you may arraign the defendant. Thank you.
May it please the court?
Yes, sir.
I have no empathy.
In the name and by authority of the state of Texas, the grand jury for the county of Wise, state of Texas, duly selected, impaneled, sworn, charged, and organized as such during the January term AD 2023 of the 271st Judicial District Court for said county, upon their oaths present in and to said court at said term, that Tanner Lynn Horner, hereinafter styled defendant, on or about the 30th day of November 2022, and before the presentment of this indictment in the county and state aforesaid, did then and there intentionally cause the death of an individual, Athena Strand, by strangling and or smothering and or asphyxiating Athena Strand with the defendant's hand, the defendant's foot, and or the defendant's body, and the defendant was in the course of committing or attempting to commit kidnapping of Athena Strand, and signed against the peace and dignity of the state by the foreperson of the grand jury.
How do you do this?
Mr. Horner, to the charge of capital murder, you may plead guilty or not guilty. What is your plea?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will accept your plea. You may be seated. Thank you.
Right then and there. One to the head. How do you do that? To that little girl. How? How do you do it? Can't even begin. No empathy whatsoever. No sympathy for that guy. Nothing. It's disgusting. Sorry? Some things are hard to deal with. This, however, and obviously we don't know what the sentencing was. That was the grand jury. He's pled guilty. The court system, who the hell knows what will happen? Our court system is so completely effed up. As the opening of this program often states, as a matter of fact, states it every day, the system that we love is broken. It is broken. All right, this particular portion of the program is brought to you by the fine folks over at GetMojoCBD.com. At GetMojoCBD, you will find a high-quality source, the high-quality source of CBD products that you can depend on for you and your family if you are a utilizer of CBD. And after all, who isn't? And if you're not, you should be. That's on you. You decide. Do your own research and find out if CBD can. I'm telling you, the insensitive rub works amazingly well. If you've got aches and pains, if you're getting old, don't remind me. If you're getting old, like some of us, you get those aches and pains, insensitive rub right there. It's actually intensive relief rub, but hey, don't get bogged down in the name. Go to GetMojoCBD.com. Use the promo code when asked. It's Daily Mojo, and you'll get 40% off your purchase price. 40% off at GetMojoCBD.com. A A quick Profit Center timeout for just a moment, and then more of the Daily Mojo Extra, just for you, because I like you, that's why, is next here on the Daily Mojo.
Boots on the floor, coffee in hand, spin that dial, we start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn, mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams, talking big talk about big wild Daily Mojo. Bang that drum. Chasing down that American dream. One job, one job, one job, wrong. You had one job wrong. Daily Mojo, beat that chest. Well, our broke, we still believe. One job, one job, one job, one job, wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily Mojo.
Daily Mojo.
It is the Daily Mojo. This is your extra Daily Mojo today because there wasn't one this morning, so here we are. When you do download the Daily Mojo app, you can send us messages. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you for the message this morning. Also, Robert, Lizzie B, Logan's mom. Appreciate it. I know you get worried when I'm not in the house, and I understand that. I understand. But I'm okay. Everybody's okay. Except if you want to go to former President Barack Obama's library, you better, you don't have to do it when you vote, but you better bring along your ID. Huh. Isn't that weird? If you want to get in to the presidential library, the Obama Presidential Center, I guess they don't call them libraries anymore. I guess there's books in there. I don't know what's in there. Looks like that's something from Star Wars. They are facing a wave of backlash ahead of the opening because you have to have an ID. You have to have an ID to get in, number one. And number two, they are not that I think he cares, but they are not inviting President Trump. He is not invited to Obama's Presidential Center opening ceremony. When will that be? Do we have an opening date? We don't have the, let's see. Oh, hang on just a second. Here is a great shot of Pritzker and Barry and Mike all there in the groundbreaking ceremony. That was back in September of 2021. So they were all shoveling the dirt out there. Big Mike lent a big hand right there. It was nice of her to get involved. But the giant trash can, whatever it is, they are looking for apparently ambassadors. So anywhere from 75 to 100 unpaid volunteers dubbed ambassadors to help operate the center. Even though the top executives involved with the Obama Foundation are drawing, filings of Valerie Jarrett, the CEO, is getting about $740 large. They can pay her whatever, right? But then to look for unpaid volunteers is, but here's the thing, they'll find them. People will be, it's like working in radio. It's a line out the door for people to do it for free. You got to get a decent paying job. Not anymore. Decent paying job in radio, those days are long gone. Much as the great pirate himself, Jimmy Buffett, in A Pirate Faces 50, A Pirate Faces 40, whatever it is. My job security, what is it? My job... My employment is not around. My job in around. What the hell's the line? It's a great line. I'm having lag from this morning, from not doing the show this morning, and then my brain turns off. What the hell is the line? A Pirate Faces 40, right. That's it. My occupational hazard is my occupation. It's just not around. I knew it would come to me sooner or later. It's just a question of how long it takes. You know, as you get older, things take longer. Peeing and so forth. This is, as the former president has said, this is a gift to Chicago. It's privately funded. Construction of the 19.3-acre campus being financed through private donations. The surrounding infrastructure needed to support the site, including road redesigns, utility relocations, and drainage systems. It's being paid for with public funds. Early estimate put those infrastructure costs at about $350 million, split between the city and the state. This is, here's an earlier view. It's just not really attractive. And I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your presidential library and center. It's just not a good looking. It's all beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I just asked Big Mike. More recent figures show Illinois alone has committed approximately $229 million. Chicago allocated more than $200 million in related improvements, although officials have not yet provided a clear consolidated total of taxpayer spending tied to the project. No single agency appears to oversee the full scope of the infrastructure work, and critics say the lack of transparency has made it difficult to determine the true public cost. Are you surprised? Of course you're not. Who would be? It's Obama, it's Chicago, it's Illinois, and it's government. Let's see here. Don't forget the dailymojo.com is your source for the Daily Mojo, whether it's the program itself or, in fact, the app as we just showed you, or, for that matter, on Saturday mornings. Jeff Fisher and myself host a little program called Saturday Morning Live. And Saturday Morning Live is right there. All you do is scroll down the page, just a smidge. It says scroll down for SML. So you got the Daily Mojo there at the top, our sponsors, including Get Mojo CBD right there. And then you find the Saturday Morning Live. And right below that, you will find the archive of all the prior Saturday Morning Live shows that you can watch at your heart's desired moment. And, of course, our news section right there on the dailymojo.com. Exciting stuff. If you want to watch the past performances of Ron and his The Way I See It, those are all in one place. When you click on that, little eyeball turns. Bada bing, bada boom. You got all of Ron's stuff right there in one place. Same thing for Phil in his morning updates. Speaking of morning updates,
this is Phil Bell on the Daily Mojo with your morning update. Yesterday, one of my good friends sent me a link to Tucker Carlson's most recent monologue. So I listened. And then I listened to the show. And boy, was I blown away. Tucker Carlson said that President Trump had desecrated Easter Sunday because of his message to Iran that if they didn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz, that he would take out bridges and power plants, and went on and on about how Iran is an advanced society and this was going to hurt people and blah, 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 blah. Now let me ask you a question. When you're in a military conflict with somebody, or even if you're just in an argument with someone, do you usually say, oh, well, you won't reopen the Strait of Hormuz? Okay, so we'll have you over to bake cookies and sit on the couch and watch 90 Day Fiancé together. Oh, it will be so much fun if you don't reopen the Strait of Hormuz. No, you engage in posturing. You let them know that you're serious. You do things like say, yes, we will blow up your bridges and your power plants. You know why? Because if you blow up bridges and power plants, the citizens are going to say, hey, we don't like the fact that our bridges and power plants are blown up. Why don't you stop closing the Strait of Hormuz and leave those people alone? Yeah, that's usually how it works. But what scares me about Tucker is the influence that he has and where he is going. He cast President Trump not as someone who disagreed with him, but as someone who is engaging in anti-religious behavior. He raised the specter in some form of even the Antichrist. This is scary. This is ridiculous. And it's also not true. Over the years, I've been a fan of Tucker Carlson for his iconoclasm. I've loved the fact that he was willing to ask difficult questions and he was willing to engage in journalism and discuss opinions that so many were unwilling to do. And I believe that had a very positive effect on our discourse. But nobody is perfect and nothing is forever. And I believe if he continues to go down this line, it can have a very negative effect on the discourse in exactly the same way. So what I want to do is hear your thoughts. Let us know what you think in the comments. And I also hope you'll download the Daily Mojo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily Mojo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com. How's your mojo hanging? Need a lift? That's why we're here.
Coffee ring on a headline, ink stains on a kitchen table, ran bills stacked like a brick wall. Laugh so we don't scream where we stand. We got flags on the front porch, dreams on a clearance sale tag. They shake hands in a back room, we're counting quarters in a paper bag. This is the Daily Mojo. Red, white, broke but alive, chasing that American way of life. We hold the line, shoulder to shoulder if the cash runs out tonight. We still got heart, and we still got fight. The Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Download the Daily Mojo app and enable notifications to make life a little easier. Oh, and tell a friend about us. You'll be glad you did.
Daily Mojo, Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Bradley J., back to you.
Thank you so much. It is the Daily Mojo for today. Today is Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday, it's Wednesday, the 8th day of April, the year of our Lord, 2026. It's funny when you do things like I'm doing them here at the spur of the moment, which you'd think wouldn't be spur of the moment because we started this whole thing this morning, and you think that all of the ducks would be lined up in a row, but you, my friend, would be wrong. You'd be wrong. Did I put that over here? I think I did. Hang on a second. I want to show you a car, which is what I'm getting at. There it is right there. This car, if you're not familiar with the VinFast, a VinFast is, I guess is it Korean or Vietnamese? VinFast. It is a Vietnamese company. And when I find interesting license plates, I send them over to Jeff Fisher. He's got some weird kink about license plates, whatever. I mean, at least it's not like Brian Nome, or maybe it is. I don't know what Jeffy does with the license plates, but if you listen to Chewing the Fat, I'm sure he explains it in some way, shape, or form, or Pat Gray Unleashed, which you can listen to over on the Blaze, which Jeffy is a part of there. I'm sure he explains his fetish for license plates and whatever the hell he does with them. Or you can follow him at JeffyJFR on the X. But I sent him these pictures of these license plates, and this happened. I didn't even notice it was a weird car, or a different car. I guess not weird, but a different car. Before I sent him that picture, 24K gold, Texas license plate there. But the I guess this is a 2023. It's the VF8. And this is coming up on 3 years old. It's a Vietnamese company, a subsidiary of the country's largest private employer, the Vin Group, largest private employer in Vietnam. They're attempting to launch an all-electric car brand in America in a crowded market. Legacy automakers, no-name newcomers, market leaders like Tesla are all trying to sell Americans on electric crossovers. Another unknown, I'd never heard of VinFast before. But as you know, or maybe you don't, if you want an expert opinion on something, go to Reddit. Reddit has the most amazing group of experts anywhere in this or any other known or unknown universe. And so I went over and I found a little warning about VinFast. And I thought, man, whoever this is does not like the VinFast automobile update, gave the car back, taking illegal actions. Car would lose power while driving. Had a brake delay. That's not good. When you want to stop, you want to stop. You can quote me on that. Car wouldn't turn off until the battery would die because it sensed a child in the car. I don't have a child. The window rolled up on its own and choked out my dog. That would suck. I'm assuming does it mean it killed the dog or did it just choke him out and he came to? The car itself had so many issues. The cameras didn't work. My Apple CarPlay constantly crashed, so I had no music during my drive. Lane assist will jerk suddenly, almost making you crash into a wall. That does not sound like a pleasant experience. And he apparently had an interesting purchasing. Everything's an experience now. That's what everybody's into, is the experience. It's young minds, fresh ideas. In September, he says, I put down a deposit on a VinFast demo. I was very excited to be able to get the VF8 Plus. I wonder if he had to license that from Jeffy, because Jeffy, as you know, did get the Apple Plus. He got the Plus from Apple when they threw it away. So he took it. I mean, hell, if somebody's going to throw away a Plus in the trash, you might as well pick it up, right? Because, hey, free Plus. So I don't know if this guy had to pay Jeffy for the Plus use or not, but he was going to get it for $275 a month. That's the other thing. No one cares how much something is going to cost in total anymore. It's just, can I afford the monthly payment? And if you can, hey, great, good for you. But yeah, but it's $275 a month for like 20 years. That's all right, as long as I can afford the monthly payment. What happened to how much is it going to cost me total? No one asks. I was then later told that they couldn't do leases on demos. Whoops. So I forked up the difference, as he said I would need to lease the VF8 Plus for $318 a month. Amazing. I can definitely do that. So they switched my reservation over as I saw my app and was excitedly awaiting the car. Then I was told that they messed up and they sold the car to somebody else. Not a good day for this car buyer. They said I had no choice but to buy the Plus Performance and pay $420. I called the leasing department through the company phone number, and they said they were going to look into it and see if they can try to match the price that I was quoted. My salesperson told me that if I didn't buy the car now, I would lose my 0.99% interest and perks, etc. He said they could still help me after the purchase was done. He said they might be able to remove a few payments or something to help make it right. Well, it's now almost the end of November, and I hadn't heard back from anyone, so I called the customer service number again, and they said they won't help me because I already signed the deal. So, if that is indicative of the experience that you're going to have with a VinFast VF8, I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Maybe you'll get a good deal, but again, I'd never heard of VinFast. But somebody, and rightfully so, right below his post about everything that he didn't like, he's like, dude, I don't understand how you simultaneously were aware of the VinFast brand but missed all of the negative press and reviews about it. Like Road and Track, when you looked at the 2023 VinFast VF8 is unacceptable. Don't people read reviews now before they buy something? Or is that like also a thing of the past? And it just seems like something you, I don't know, might want to look into beforehand. That's so old-fashioned, I know. Okay, boomer. No, wait, I'm Gen X. Or am I boomer? I can never, I don't know what I am anymore. I don't have any clue. I get confused trying to find the right label for me. All right, so we all saw the astronauts go around the moon. We saw, if you didn't see the amazing commercial that wasn't a commercial for Nutella, and they didn't. I'll show it to you again because it was pretty doggone amazing that this. From the outer. So, as the astronauts are doing their thing, in floats this Nutella little container from the galley, I guess, from the kitchen where they don't, I guess, secure things down. I don't know. You'd think that it'd be like Velcro down, but maybe not. So, and that was reportedly it was an accident. It was just, hey, Nutella. And good on them. If I'm Nutella, I'm like, hell yeah, we just got money. We got out of the world advertising, literally, that money cannot buy. So then I'm over at, and I thought, well, their social media must have really gone through the roof, right? I mean, that makes sense that you see something like that happen and you take advantage of it on social media. And indeed, go to Nutella's X account, which is at Nutella USA, spreading smiles all the way to space. See? Lean into it, baby. Lean into it. I'm pretty sure they picked up a few followers. Not sure. Well, I'm not sure of the number. I know they picked up some followers. And, they've got all the posts about space and Nutella. But this is weird. This is their YouTube channel. This was and I can't find out if surely they spit it out, Bradley. It says it was uploaded in 2020, October 5th, 2020. Watch this and tell me what you see is, well, I don't know, questionable. It's a 15-second, and I love Nutella, so I don't mind giving a little oomph. Nutella and go. Dip into wow with Nutella and go. Okay. They had to have just re-uploaded a different, but how is it not, and comments are turned off? Convenient. Why do you do that? I don't understand. Who's going to be dissing Nutella on their YouTube? Maybe somebody is. I guess there's a lot of jerks out there. But surely they had to have added. How do you do that? And the upload date remains 2020, right? Or is this just weirdly? Did they just have that weirdly on a 2020 video of Nutella? Because if that's the case, that is freaky as all get out. Can you go back and just re-edit a video on YouTube and just slap it up there? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm supposed to say things like that. It improves the algorithm. But I think we either have a massive conspiracy on our hands, or it could be something as simple as you can just go back and tack anything onto the end of a video on YouTube, which again seems a little weird. Just seems strange to me. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Supergirl. Oh, this is not the strike from yesterday, but this is basically the same thing, and I want your opinion. Apparently, Iran has been striking now targets in Kuwait and Israel. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Even though there's supposedly a ceasefire in place. Right? It's like, wait, I thought we had a ceasefire agreed upon. I thought that weren't going to be firing things at each other. Thought we had decided we were going to kind of chill for just a little bit. But Now the IRGC, that is the Iranian Republican Guard Command, I believe, has the drones have hit Kuwait oil and water infrastructure hours after the ceasefire, which does not sound like much of a ceasefire, if you know what I'm saying. Here's the headline from houseofsaud.com. I mean, what is it going to take? I don't like the war any more than you do. Nobody wants to see people killed. Nobody wants to see people injured. Nobody wants to see the people of Iran get killed or injured. This is the ideology of the governing body in Iran needs to go. They have come after the United States multiple times. We don't need to go over that. I mean, I don't like the fact that we're involved. I don't like being the world's police. But the bottom line is that something needs to happen, and the crazy leaders need to leave. The Iranian people need to take over their government. We've helped. It's time for the Iranian people to get in there and do it. We need to be gone. Totally understand that. But when you have a ceasefire like this, and I am no foreign policy expert by any stretch of the imagination, and I've said before, I'll say it again, we don't know really what is happening. We see the game of checkers being played out here. They're really playing 4D chess. And, I don't know. I don't know what deals are being struck behind the scenes, but you can bet your bottom dollar there are deals being struck behind the scenes. But this story says Iranian drone struck Kuwait's largest oil refinery, power stations, and water desalination plants Tuesday morning, hours after the U.S.-Iran ceasefire took effect. In what Kuwait's defense ministry called an intense wave of hostile Iranian attacks that began at 0800 local time, forced air defenses to engage 28 unmanned aerial vehicles across the country's southern infrastructure corridor. The strike, which Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, not command, cataloged as its 95th wave of Operation True Promise 4, without any reference to the ceasefire, marking the first confirmed post-ceasefire damage event in the Gulf and the most direct evidence yet that the IRGC's decentralized command structure is producing operational outcomes that Tehran's political leadership cannot control. So are they saying that these are just outliers, that these are people going rogue, that these are commanders in the IRGC going rogue and doing this on their own without listening to the ceasefire or taking heed of the ceasefire? Is that what's happening? I mean, this whole thing is nuts. It needs to get settled. It needs to get settled fast. I think we can all agree on that. I know some of you don't think we should have been there in the first place. I don't know who the good guys and the bad guys are anymore. I don't think our president is getting I think he's being lied to in some cases by our intelligence. And why do you say that? Because they've done it before. That's why it's imperative that we get people in these positions in our government that we can trust. You see what happens when we don't trust our own government? Bad things, and I know it sounds like a cliche, but bad things happen when you don't trust your own government. And when Biden was in office, and I said it, it's like I trusted Putin more than I trusted Joe Biden to give us the truth. That's a sad statement. That's a sad commentary on the state of affairs in the United States. I don't know, is like Mark Levin, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy anymore? Tucker Carlson, is he gone crazy? Is he? I truly do not know. There is a new statement from the president. This just came across. When you're watching this, I'll tell you what time we were recording this. It is 2:32 Central Time right now. This just came across about 15 minutes ago. It's a statement from the White House. through X. Stand by. I'll play this, and we'll know together what the White House and the president is saying. This is about, apparently, NATO. Let's see.
I have a direct quote from the President of the United States on NATO, and I will share it with all of you. They were tested, and they failed. And I would add, it's quite sad that NATO turned their backs on the American people over the course of the last 6 weeks, when it's the American people who have been funding their defense. As you know, President Trump will be meeting with Secretary Ruta in a couple of hours here at the White House, and I know he looks forward to having a very frank and candid conversation with him.
What are we doing in NATO? And going back to the situation in the late 90s with NATO, and I'm not going to get into it right now because I'd have to go look it up, what was said to whom and by whom. But it was Putin and it was Clinton, and essentially after the fall of the Soviet Union, Putin is, I can't remember what position he had at that point, but he's like, hey, let's talk about our inclusion in NATO. And Bill is, well, let me go check. I'm going to have to go ask a few people whether or not we can get you in. And came, nope. So we had a chance at one point to at least hopefully ensure going forward that we could all, in fact, get along. That may be a pipe dream, I know, but it would be nice to think that that's somewhat possible. And I don't know. Do we ever get to that point now? Do we ever get to a point where we, across the world, can trust other governments, can trust our own leadership? This, by the way, if you missed it from, this was yesterday. It happened after the Daily Mojo was off. This was the White Bridge in Iran. This was what Iran did, flooded the bridge with kids and other citizens on the bridge so that if we were going to be blowing up the infrastructure there, that we would be taking out civilians, which is just a heinous thing to do. Kids have no idea. And this is Eric Doherty who posted this on his X feed. It's just, what do you say about an administration or a government who does this? What do you say about it? I mean, that's you don't do that unless you're an animal. You just don't. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. None. There's just no excuse for it. Whatsoever. And we somehow, this whole thing, it needs to stop. It needs to be finished. It needs to go away. The latest, just so you know, as of an hour ago, according to Fox News, Trump has demanded the Strait of Hormuz continues to be open. Iran, we went over the list of demands, which I don't think has changed much yesterday, but it has in the list of the 10-point list given to us by Iran as far as what would end this conflict is crazy. I mean, it was basically in favor of everything Iranian and nothing, no give. It was all take, no give. And I don't know what do you do? What do you do when you're dealing with crazy? And I don't know the answer to that.
What do you mean it's last call?
All right, that's, I know, it wasn't quite an hour, but close to it, right? At least we got a chance to be together, at least if just for a fraction of the time that we normally get together in the morning on the Daily Mojo. If you are seeing this for the first time, you've never seen it before, hey, good. Join us some morning. We stream live from 8 until 10 Eastern. Sorry, I'm getting my time zones confused. Eastern time on thedailymojo.com and on X and at Rumble as well. We get together for the 2 hours and we try to have a little bit of fun and talk about the news. At the same time, lately it's been a bit of a struggle because of things happening in and around the United States and the world, for that matter. It's hug someone you love today. Tell them you love them. Let's try to be good to each other. Don't forget, we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. Sic semper tyrannis, resist stupid. And good night, Doc Thompson, wherever you are. See you next Monday.
And listen at thedailymojo.com.